I am so delighted that you all joined us here today. And my first thanks goes to Jake Bear of Newel. Thank you so much, Jake, for hosting this party for us and inviting all of us to your beautiful space. And thank you. And to Andrew Joseph and his team for helping us organize it. Thank you. Okay, so this is going to be a little like the Oscars, where they pull out the paper and you all go, "You've got to be kidding me with that list." But this podcast is sort of that significant, what's happened in the last year with this podcast, that it requires a list like this. Okay, so the very first person on this list is this gentleman right here. Yes, please come over here. This is...
I'm her date. I'm her stand-in.
This is the Vin Man. This is my husband, Vincenz. And everything always starts with you and ends with you.
That's why I like it.
And the reason that I wanted to specifically thank Vinny is because I hatched this idea. And I know this man. And you all know, if you listen to the show, that he's business. And he loves me desperately, but good ideas that don't make money, they're not happening. And so when I presented this idea to him, he understood the value of it. And Billy, where's our partner Billy? He's back there too. Thanks to him too. Because like Billy said, after about 3 or 4 months when the podcast was up and running, he came to me and he said, "You know, you've had a lot of ideas in 30 years. I think you finally hit one." So I thank both of them for believing in it and understanding it. And I do have to say that each of them, when I first told them about it, the first thing that each said was, "What is a podcast?" So it was a big explanation, and they got there, and thank you. Okay. All right. Now I have to thank this little lady right here. This is Kimberly. So you all know Kimberly if you listen. And you all know how important she is to me. And from every standpoint, from personal, from professional, I lean on her like I can't believe she still stands sometimes because I lean on her so much. But she's very, very talented interior designer in her own right. And we're so grateful and lucky to have you. And all the different ways that you make WindowWorks and my life better, I can't enunciate it. Thank you so much.
And she's not our daughter.
I know. Okay, next is Kravit. Where is Will Hunt and Maria? Back here. So everybody, this is Will Hunt Lewis. He is the Senior Creative Director of Kravit Inc., of Curated Kravit at Kravit Inc. And again, I'm sorry if I'm repeating things that you've heard on the podcast, but I know that everybody, the only people who have listened to every podcast I know for an absolute fact are me and my Uncle Bill and Aunt Gretchen. So even my husband hasn't. So Curated Kravit and Kravit Inc. If you haven't heard the story, you need to hear it because it's a testament to Kravit. I approached them on sponsoring the podcast before I had even one episode recorded. I explained to them the concept. I explained what I expected it to do and what I expected it to create and what I expected and hoped it would do in the interior design industry. And when I tell you, literally, they got the email on Monday. On Tuesday, they asked if we could have a conference call. On Friday, we had a conference call. And on the following Monday, they signed up for the sponsorship. And it is not a testament to me because there was nothing for me to show them what I could do. It was because they believed in helping interior designers make better businesses and grow more profitable businesses. So, Will Hunt, home run. Thank you. Okay, and then, of course, we have Cherish. And we have Business of Design. Anna Brockway and Kimberly Selden are not with us tonight, but they send their regards and their thanks to all of you for the business that you've brought to them. And of course, again, we know their platforms are amazing for you guys. Then we have Sarah Danielli, who is the CEO of My Doma Studio. She flew from Ottawa, Canada. She landed this afternoon. She has a 9 o'clock flight tonight to be here with us. So And if you're not familiar with My Doma Studio, an amazing software platform to help you run your businesses. And what I love is that you can send out your invoices, logo to your own company, and that you have the back end that's private for your office with all of your costs and everything, and then the public end that goes to your client. And here's what I really love about it is your client can pay you through My Doma Studio. So you're not chasing invoices and chasing money, because it's not a hobby, folks, right? Okay. All right, now I have to get to my list. Just make sure I forget anybody, because I know who else I want to guess. Okay, so before I get to you special people, I want to thank Room 2 Productions, my Uncle Bill and my Aunt Gretchen, who are the people that make this podcast sound amazing. And I know that we have a standard for the podcast. I can tell you that their standard is higher than my standard, which is really awesome because they have my back. And I know that we've had a lot of times, we would say a lot of times, we're like, that little sound and that little this and that little that. But I'm also, as I'm in your industry for interior design, I'm in the industry with podcasters. And literally every single week, somebody in the podcast industry compliments me on our sound. And so that's because of these guys. Thank you. All right, now it's you people, okay? It's my guests that have been on the show. You are the ones that make this show what it is. It's your information. It's the insights that you share. It's that you're willing to be vulnerable. It's that you crack me up. It's that you teach us. I mean, all of you have just really, truly made this such a valuable resource for all of your colleagues, and it's because of what you share with all of us. Thank you. And then it's the listeners, and we have listeners here today in addition to guests, and you guys are like unbelievable that you show up every week and you listen and you tell me on Facebook and Instagram and emails thanking, us for what we're doing and for the content that we're creating. I mean, there's little baby designers out there that send me emails that are like, I'm only in business 6 months and you can't understand how you've changed my world. And, and it's just so really awesome. So I just have to say, truly unbelievable. This is the first year. Where we're going from here, guys, on the ride with me. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Okay. Jake Bear, please ask you to take 5 minutes and tell all the interior designers here exactly what your company does and how you can help them in their projects, okay? Because it's all about business, right, buddy? Thank you for having us. Tell us about Newel and what you do, how you make everybody's life great.
It was just such an honor to be on the podcast. Just seeing where Newel is now and where we're able to kind of evolve and what we're doing and the changes that we're making, just to service so many different interior designers, set decorators, prop stylists, just people that just want to experience just unbelievable furniture, ranging from all different types of styles and period. Just that's really what it's all about, and just finding new ways to just get this type of, unbelievable merchandise, if I say so myself, to you guys, and just really, just experimenting and doing a lot of fun things, and just really kind of bring, the community together. I mean, like I said, just being on your podcast, I was just thinking about some of the things that I was saying and re-listening to what I was saying. I was like,
everybody's always
and it's just like, it's just really just, it was kind of just speaking it and feeling those words. I always write it down. I have all these lists that I do it, but just being able to speak it and portray it to how I want it to be done was such an honor. It was such an amazing experience. I know this is, hopefully not going to be the last podcast. Right. I really had a lot of fun doing it. And it's just, make yourself at home, and thank you everybody for coming. I really appreciate everything.
All right, before you go, I got to toot your horn a little bit because you didn't say everything. Okay, so here's what he left out. Here's the thing. Newel is a company that you can purchase this furniture for your interior design projects, but he also rents it out if you're staging, if you have a photo shoot and you need a perfect, like this table would be awesome and that client isn't going to have a table like that. You can come here to Jake and look through his place and that spot that's missing something, and you can rent it for that occasion, right?
Exactly. And, with this space, it's really kind of like a little bit of an appetizer. It's really like just really 1 or 2% of really what we have. We have close to 30,000 items in our warehouse in Long Island City. Everything, is online. It's easily accessible. It's really a 5-minute drive away from here. But it's obviously getting warehouse space in New York, in Manhattan. It really is 5 minutes. If there's no traffic, it's 5 minutes. Like right now, you could fly right over, and we could bring the party there. But we have a lot of space over there. Close to 60,000 square feet. But it's really exciting, and we really want to service the rental side. I think the rental side of the business is really something really exciting, being able to service the stagers, having somebody live with this type of merchandise for, even if you're living in New York for about a month or two and you want to live with the best, but you don't necessarily want to buy it, we want to service that now. We want to give people that opportunity to live with the best, but not necessarily always have to be with the burden of, oh, I bought this and I'm moving out in a year or two, then I have to resell it, all that type of stuff. That's kind of what I had to deal with, after I lived, at a college. I went from apartment to apartment, learning how to, buying all this merchandise and then not having it fit in this other apartment. And it was a huge, problem. I was like, we could solve this thing, and we're working on a lot of different types of things. We're working on a huge mid-century modern partnership that we're doing with to kind of add a lot to this level of merchandise. So it's really going to be a full service rental company along with selling this stuff. We're doing a lot of different things. So it's really exciting. Just like your podcast is going to constantly evolve, and really kind of expand. And I think we're really going to be able to do that, with Newel, and and the passion's definitely there to make it happen. Okay.
I'm going to say one more thing that I think is really admirable about you. The other thing that Jake does is he is consistently and with intention outreaching to younger interior designers and bringing them into the community, because this is sort of like a tough act to walk into if you're a baby designer. I mean, it's a little intimidating, let's be real. I mean, a lot of you guys work in these circles, but it ain't my circles, right? Yeah. So the thing about it is that Jake is outreaching to young interior designers. He takes them to dinner. He'll organize a dinner, 8 or 10 of them, him and Chad Stark, and they'll just talk with them, and they'll just mentor them and teach them about the ins and outs and the ropes and the things to do. And so I just am really in deep admiration, I said it on the show, of how progressive you are and how you're taking this company that's 80 years and you're the 4th generation and you're infusing your new millennial stuff. Exactly. I love it.
Like, if you guys have any, sons or daughters, cousins, any little kid that wants to just come in and just touch and feel, these pieces and get used to it, that's what I want. That's what I want to educate. I want to, I really feel like this is a huge opportunity to really, just have people appreciate these things, and it doesn't have to be so intimidating, whether it being going to some of these design things, or whether it's just going into an antique store, or any type of thing. I've always felt intimidated, and nobody should ever have to feel intimidated in any type of setting. So we always want to have that warm approachability. Like I said, if there's any young kids that you want to personally show, I will personally show them the whole warehouse and things like that, because you got to start them young. I was very blessed to be around this stuff all my life, and it's just, I really want to help creative people be creative, and I think you got to do it at a young age, and I think we're doing a lot of cool things.
Doing a great job. I really do admire what you're doing, Jake.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you again for having us
problem.
Here today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. All right, peeps, back to partying. Thank you so much. I can't even stand seeing all your faces here. It's so awesome. Thank you.
This podcast is a production of WindowWorks in Livingston, New Jersey, your trade resource for custom window treatments and awnings. Learn more about WindowWorks at www.windowworks-nj.com.